It's a hot summer day, and boy, don't we want a nice, icy, cold drink. Well, now you're never going to run out of ice again because of Improvement's Ice Maker. It is the first time we've ever done prints. It's the most color options we've ever offered, and it is now the lowest price we've ever offered for that 26-pound ice-making miracle. Here's the thing. How many of you ever had a party, you have people coming over, and all of a sudden you're running out of ice, and you quickly call somebody and say, oh no, can you stop and get me a bag of ice on your way over? And they're nice and say, yeah, we'll do it, but you know they're not really happy about it. Now you'll never have to make the call. For me, my husband and I are heavy ice users. I love ice in everything. Even in the dead of winter, I want tons of ice in my drinks. I don't care if it's ice water or my Diet Cokes or it's a full-on boozy drink. I love my Improvement's Ice Maker, and you're gonna love this one too. Now, here's what we've done we've never done before. We're offering prints. And when they did it, they wanted to make it so elegant and so countertop friendly. Look how gorgeous the new marble prints are. Now we have two choices. We have the black marble and we have the white marble. Of the almost 800 we sold last hour alone, the vast majority, 50%, was in the white marble. So here's my little heads up as we're going into hour two and only the second presentation of this. Grab the white marble before you go to bed. Do not wait. There's going to be thousands of people later on today when they get back from work who will have no idea we had the marbles even available. So white marble is the most popular by far. Black marble now is the most limited for the whole day. I have a little over 1,000 left in the black. Now we have another new solid color we've never done before. This is the gold stainless steel. I have all gold fixtures in my kitchen, so that's a gorgeous accompaniment to a house like that. Classic stainless steel, that's the color of mine. You're gonna see here in a minute because I do own one of these. We have the red, we have the teal, and we have the black here in the back. So, couple other kind of side notes on this. We have 4 flex pays of $22.50, and seriously, we're talking about lots of ice. Never have to buy another bag of ice, and completely portable. All you need is plug it in and water. All right, Deb, get out here. Deb has been on the air with us for more than 20 years, bringing us great products. She's been now more than 6 years talking about the Improvements collection, and she is back tonight.
And I'm so excited. It's such an exciting night because this is the first time that we have ever offered all these gorgeous colors. The fact that we're giving something that's so absolutely tried and true, but we made it bigger, better than ever, except that we made it smaller, better than ever, because now not only do you have a smaller footprint, it's only about 8.5 inches wide, 10 inches long, and 11 inches high, so it's more compact, more streamlined, but for the first time ever, we're giving you the window in the back so you can actually watch your ice being made on the stainless steel rods, and that's gonna give you the best tasting ice you've ever had. You know the famous kerplunk, kerplunk, kerplunk when the ice falls into the tray. They're giving you the bullet-shaped ice that you're going to be able to determine whether you want the small or the large. And this puppy is going to pump out every 7 minutes 26 pounds of ice in a 24-hour period. That's going to taste better than the ice that comes from, oh, there's that satisfying kerplunk, kerplunk. And again, no water line or no drain line. All you need to do is add water into the well to the max line, decide whether you want the small or the large cubes. If the LED is easy to see, once it gets full, it'll say, hey, I'm full. The tray will hold 2.5 pounds. Take the ice out. You get a scoop, it's good to go. The season has started, and this is going to be your best friend in order to keep you hydrated, for entertaining, for the kids out by the pool, because it only weighs about 14 pounds, a little over 14 pounds, for you to be able to take it wherever you go. It's a game changer in the ice world. Say goodbye to these guys because they're not efficient. You're going to be having all that happen in this beautiful ice maker.
And here's what's interesting. I'm going to show you a picture of our ice maker. I bought an Improvement's Ice Maker about a year ago, because here's what I've discovered. My husband and I are big, heavy users of ice. Now that is cold. I was up north a couple weeks ago, and you can see it was very chilly, and we use that ice maker. I don't care if it's the dead of winter and it's 30 below or it's 96 degrees here in Florida. We're just heavy ice users. And I found two things. Our ice machine, from that picture, our ice maker in the fridge is only about maybe 3-4 feet away. We never open the fridge ice anymore. I just go to my Improvements because one, it's on the counter, it's easy, it's quick. Because we're heavy ice users, now we're not running out of ice. And that's what's happened to us. If my husband and I are home and it's the weekend, we rip through our our fridge ice, well, when you have the improvements, this baby just keeps cranking it out. And every time you walk up, like you ever open your fridge and go, really, who used all the ice? How many of you guys have done that? Or how many of you only get to have like a couple cubes of ice in your drink because you're trying to save it because there's 3 other people who also want ice in their drinks?
Yes.
Do you know what's really funny? We never have to think about that anymore. I don't have to use just a little bit of ice because I have 3 people coming over for dinner. Now I just use all the ice I want whenever I want it.
Well, you can.
I'm an ice hoarder.
Well, no, you're completely empowered, and Suzanne is absolutely right, because this ice machine is going to, you put it on your counter. First of all, it's quiet. We don't even talk about the fact that it's really, really quiet. We've got 4 machines going here, and you can still hear us talking, so you know that this is going to be quiet. You go ahead and get up in the morning, you can plug it in, turn it on, do the coffee, go upstairs, do your hair, do your makeup, come back downstairs, and you're going to have ice. So if you love those great big, the Yetis or the Stanley mugs or whatever that you fill for the day, or you want to go ahead and have the smoothest smoothie with no dairy, go ahead and use this ice. Now, when you have it, you can break it down faster when you do the smaller cubes. When you want something that you can savor, well, this guy hasn't made it yet, but we'll have some in a second. The bigger cubes, I'm calling them cubes, but they're really bullet shaped. Then you see that little recess there? You're seeing them on the stainless steel rods. That's the picture. That we have that sped up so that you can actually see your ice being made, and you're going to be able to observe that through the window that we're giving you on the machine. So now you're going to be able to see it, you're going to be able to hear it, and you're going to be able to taste it all on one machine. But for the morning when you're making your smoothies, the smaller cubes are going to break down faster and give you a frothier beverage. In the evening when you're having your adult beverages, which we will have in a second, you're going to have a smoother, frothier adult beverage as well. And even for the kids, when you're making beverages for them, this is perfect for them. And if you've got kids and they're out by the pool, put this out there. You get the scoop, they can go ahead and use the scoop, get the ice. They're not coming into the fridge and opening and closing and opening and closing and lowering the temperature in your fridge or your freezer. Satisfying kerplunk. The other thing I want to talk about is if you have an automatic ice maker in your freezer and it's still working, good on you, but how often do they go out? And what would you pay to have the repair guy come and repair your machine inside your freezer? This is going to pay for itself in no time, just by not going to the store to get more ice at $2 a bag. The fact that it's going to be on your counter and it's a smaller footprint, so it's more attractive with more decorative colors. It's a powerhouse to give you 26 pounds in 24-hour period. And the best tasting ice, in my opinion, that you've ever had.
Well, because of the trays, even our ice maker in our fridge, it still absorbs the smells of the freezer and the smells of the refrigerator. So it is actually cleaner, better ice when it's made independently. The other thing I wanted to show, Deborah, 2 things. Back here, we put one back here to show you the counter. This is a traditional,
gorgeous.
This is a traditional counter right here. So you can see the width, the depth of it. It's a very traditional counter. Look how gorgeous that white marble is on the counter. So it's not an eyesore. It's not something you go, oh, I gotta hide this thing. You actually be quite proud to have it, and it's so convenient. You pop it open and there's your fresh ice just cranking out all day long and all night long. Now the nice thing is when it's full, it's going to stop. Now it doesn't turn off, it's going to keep the ice cold, but it only restarts making ice when it needs to, when you start using it. So we never turn ours off. Ours is just on 24/7. It sits on our counter. You guys saw that picture, and I always love it that I never ever run out of ice. It is the greatest thing. I don't get mad and Craig say, really, you used the last couple cubes of ice in the fridge? That never happens to us anymore. And it's right beside where our fridge is, about 4 feet away. This is our preference. A little heads up though, of the now almost 1,000 have been ordered, 50% have been just in the white marble. 50%.
Wow.
The most limited now though is the black marble. So if you want the 2 brand new prints, and this is gorgeous. How many of you have seen countertops, or you have it, of the quartz that has all the striations? It's just really super elegant. So if you want either one of the marbles, it's great. Also, how many of you'd like to set up a little bar somewhere else? Maybe you say, you know what, we got a man cave, or maybe you have a little area, it's outside of your kitchen, or maybe you just want to set up a fun bar because you're having a barbecue. How cool it would be that you've got your wine in a bucket full of ice made from here, and then you've got your beer in another container full of ice made from here, and then you set up your little wine bar, or you set up your booze bar, your cocktail bar, and you've got your ice maker plugged in right beside it, and people are serving themselves and mixing their delicious cold drinks while you're serving the hamburgers and the hot dogs and the corn on the cob and the potato salad. It changes the way you actually think about ice. And the other thing, Deb, I love what you said too, is my friends and I, they always have the big Stanley cups.
Yes.
We play a lot of tennis and it's
Yes.
very hot down here. And one of the goals of all of us should absolutely be hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. So people buy these giant Stanley things and they're massive. And you know, if you have one of those, you put a lot of water in, but you want to put a lot of ice in there because you want it to last a long time, right?
Exactly.
This is perfect because now you're not completely depleting the ice in your fridge. You're just going to use the ice from here.
Absolutely. And how many of these would you have to make in order to fill your thing up? So
Right,
this
right.
is 6.5 hours for 14 cubes. 6.5 hours for 14 cubes, and it's going to taste yucky. This is the ice that you're getting today, and I wanted to show you. Look at how it nestles. And this is just regular water. I'm just drinking water while we're talking. It's adorable. So don't you want something that's going to keep your beverages colder? You choose the small or the large cubes. It's entirely up to you. The small ones are going to break down faster and have your smoothies be more smooth. And I'm going to be making my beverage for Suzanne in just a second, so you're going to see it in action. You have the option of making the large cubes. The large cubes are great for the drinks that you want to savor and maybe for the things on the buffet that you want to keep cold. So you're in charge. All you need to do is press the select button, and they're going to make small or large, entirely up to you. And the reason that you've got that little hole in the front, that's by design. It's made on flash frozen on those stainless steel rods. No impurities are happening in this machine, so you're getting better tasting ice. And there's more surface area to keep your beverages chilled. And when we say that you're going to be making 24 hours, 26 pounds in a 24-hour period, you're going to be getting a tremendous amount of ice out of this great machine. And we only use that as an example. You can make more ice all day long if that's what you like. But this is going to be absolutely efficient. And because we gave you the 7 decorator colors, you can leave it out there and use it all the time because it's absolutely adorable as well.
Let's give them a visual of the capacity.
Oh,
Because
I
people
love
don't
this part.
understand 26 pounds. Let's talk about that.
Okay, so 26 pounds in a 24-hour period. So that's what we're talking about. And to make 26 pounds, now I want you to know too that we tried to figure out how many trays of ice you would have to use. We came up with roughly like 29 trays, but we couldn't quite get the calculation right. So think about putting 29 ice trays in your refrigerator.
What a mess that is too.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, forget about it. But 26 pounds from your ice maker.
Watch this.
Look at
So here's what people do. If you've got a party coming up,
Exactly.
they pre-make the ice, they bag the ice, or they stick it all in a cooler, and then you use the ice out of there, and you're still making more ice while you're using your pre-made ice. Look
Exactly.
at this, you guys. It's literally, you'll see in the picture, from all the way up here, and these are big gallon bags. These aren't those little zippy bags. They're not a sandwich bag. All the way from the top, clear down to the very bottom. That's how much ice you can make with this little machine that takes up such a little teeny footprint. And again, you're never gonna run out of ice, which is awesome because this little guy just goes and goes and goes.
Absolutely. And we had to make this with the machine. So I want you to know, because if you look at it, this is all, I can't pull it out because I don't want to make a mess here, but it's all the bullet shape. So we ran a machine for 24 hours to make 26. We couldn't say it to you if it wasn't absolutely true. Right. So it's not like, hey, run to the store and get a bag of ice. We got to make 26 bags. No, this is what your machine will make. Now, we're talking about the fact that this is summer. You want to stay hydrated and all that stuff. And it's all fun. It's entertaining and it's beautiful and it's going to make a party and all that. But in all seriousness, here in Florida, we have hurricanes. It's hurricane season, started June 1. Out in the Midwest, there's being all kinds of weather. You want to have ice available in case you lose power, and you want to be able to keep your food fresh and extend it while if the freezer goes out. So you can go ahead and use this as an emergency situation as well. Here in Florida, they give us heads up. So my husband and I run our machine, bag it up, and do this for an emergency so that when we do lose power, unfortunately, we've got the ice ready to go. And then the people that don't have a machine can go out and see if they can get the ice, which is always on demand. So
nice.
it's a great machine for a party, but it also has a serious aspect as well that can really benefit you in an emergency. So keep that in mind if you have a problem and you've got a weather situation.
All right, well, we knew this was going to be a really fun Today Special, and everybody waits for us to do the Improvements ice machines. It is the lowest price we've ever offered on the latest model. It's a slimmer design than ever before. You saw behind me just how gorgeous it looks on your countertop. It's not something you have to put away or you hide. You're like, well, it's kind of an ugly appliance. I'm only going to use it every now and then, especially if you're getting the 2 marbles. All right, just got to give you a little heads up on it. We've never, yeah, that is the by the way. We've never done prints before, and you have the black and white marble. Of the almost 1,000 that have now been ordered, 50% is just in the white marble alone. So if you're gonna go to Betty Buy and you're gonna go out tomorrow or today and you gotta go to work all day or what have you, and you come back to later on tonight, you're like, oh, I really wanted that white marble. Unfortunately, I do not think that's gonna be the case. So before you go to sleep tonight, grab the white marble. I think both of these are so elegant and so rich. Envision this on your counter at the kitchen at home. Envision this if you wanna set up your own little bar area, maybe in your dining room would be beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Envision this, and again, as long as you have it covered, like, you know, in a covered area. Our tiki bar, we used to have our ice machine out in the tiki bar we had in our old house. I just keep transferring it places, but that was awesome because if we were out there, we'd have to run into the house and get some ice and run it back out and have it in an ice bucket. You know, all we did was we left it out there in the tiki bar and we helped ourselves. And I don't care if I'm by myself or there's me and my hubby Craig, or I've got a great big party. Having an ice maker changes everything.
Yes.
Also, I'll tell you what's really nice. If you have a pantry, one of the most elegant and fun things you can do is you set up your pantry, your own little bar area in the pantry, or it could be a snack area. It could be a beverage area. It could be whatever. You set it up in your pantry and you have your own ice machine in the pantry area. How rich and bougie is that, right? It is. It's really fun to have your separate ice maker. There's something quite bougie about doing that, and we give you a great chance to do it tonight. Again, black and white marble. Please don't wait. If this is yours and you're like, oh girl, that is a good idea, then I would really encourage you to get it now. We have, oh wow, we have a little over 1,000 left now in the black marble, okay guys? And then 50% of what has been sold is just in the white marble alone. The gold stainless I think is stunning, especially if you have gold accents, maybe you have gold flecks that are running through your countertops, that would be amazing. We have the stainless, that's always super popular. It's what we started with actually. It's why I have stainless, it was the only option. If I would have had the marble option when I bought mine, I 100% would have bought the marble, for sure.
Well, that's one of the reasons why, because so many of our customers have said, well, we can't find anybody that's going to give us prints, and the improvements team said, well, we'll do it. So this is the first time in the history of making our ice makers.
Wait, look at that, Deb.
It's
look
so
at how
elegant.
Gorgeous that is on that countertop.
Well, the other thing too is we made it more streamlined, so now you can leave it out. It's not going to be one of those appliances that you put under, you take it out, you put it. No, you're going to use this every day, particularly now at this time of year. We talked about filling your great big filler with your water for keeping hydrated. We talked about the party, an easy way for your guests to help themselves instead of going right into an ice chest. You just go right in here, you get the scoop, you get the suction cup. So now we're going to talk about the little ice cubes. You have a choice between the small and the large. So the small are going to break down faster. I'm going to be, I have to turn it on again. I've been talking so much it shut off. So you're going to make a smoothie, or you're going to be making an adult beverage, or you're going to make something for the kids that you want to have fun with. So let's go ahead and make something that's going to be absolutely delicious, smoother. Now, the smaller cubes, we're calling them cubes, are going to break down faster, and they're better on the blades for your blenders. So this is going to give us a smoother smoothie, and this is going to, of course, is a daiquiri, so we're all good. Here we go. Okay, this is for Suzanne. No, wait, this is your second one.
And I'll drink it. That first one, and there isn't even any booze in it. You know what I really like about too is making smoothies. If you're doing smoothies for the kids in the morning, if you're trying to eat healthier and better, and you want that, you know, most recipes, if you're doing a juice thing, they call for ice because you want it more delicious. I love how creamy this turns out.
It's so creamy, and that is the ice because it breaks down faster. So if you had big cube ice, now you're not seeing any chunks. We're going all the way down. Oh my gosh.
That's fresh strawberry. What you see in that drink is actually fresh strawberries, not chunks of ice.
Can we just look?
Can I just drink it? Okay. It's so good.
Wait a minute.
Thank you, darling.
I want to admire my work here.
This is a delicious, non-boozy drink even.
So we're making a joke, but in all seriousness, if you've got the right ice, and now you do, you can make your beverages in the morning. So what you can do, if you love a smoothie in the morning or you love to have an adult beverage, you wake up, you plug it in, you turn it on. You got water in there, all good. You go upstairs, you do your hair, you put your makeup on. 7 minutes, you're gonna come down. There'll be ice in that tray right out of the box. Your ice will be ready to go. Now you can fill up your great big cooler, your whatever that thing is, the Yeti or whatever, or you can go ahead and make your blended drinks. You can do your iced coffee and be ready to go. This is going to give you the ice. You're never going to have the situation where you open the freezer door and somebody put the tray in and didn't put any water in it, and you thought you had ice and you didn't have ice. You're in control. This is going to pump out every 7 minutes. It's going to pump out ice. So just turn it on and let it do its thing. Pick the small or large. There we go, the satisfying kerplunk, kerplunk. And by the way, we say it's the best tasting ice because it's all made on flash frozen on those stainless steel rods. You also have a self-cleaning feature in this one, so you can go ahead and clean it out so that you're always guaranteed to have the best tasting ice. But this is going to be a game changer, particularly at this time of year. If you're entertaining, you just want to stay hydrated, you don't have an ice maker, maybe you're traveling, take it with you when you go. It only weighs about 15 pounds, but this was the one that you're going to want.
I was thinking too, a dorm room. How many times, when I was in college, if I would have had my own ice maker in my dorm,
can you
we were
imagine?
using the little dorm fridges with the little teeny trays, and you could get like 2 cubes of ice. And I'm really an iceaholic. I don't know if you are, but I love ice. And if I'm making a drink, water, my Diet Cokes, I drink a lot of those, or booze, I want it top to bottom, full, full, full. And how often have you opened the ice drawer and said, really, who used all the ice? Daggone it. How often do you go, let's say, to a local pool? Or you're gonna go to, let's say, we have Alum Creek when I'm from. It's like a lake, right? Or you're gonna go to the beach and you're like, okay, we gotta load all the ice in the cooler. So what happens is you deplete all the ice in your fridge, and when you get back and you want some ice in whatever, you don't have any because you depleted it. And fridge ice machines are so darn slow. Our machine takes forever to make ice. So when it gets depleted, like let's say we have people over, then the next day we know, we're like, well, we don't have any ice. Now once you have the ice maker, you never ever worry about that again. And something else I want to show you guys, I thought was really cool how they set this up. If you're having an outdoor barbecue, you want to keep things nice and cold, right? You don't want deviled eggs out there in the sun. You don't want dairy-based dips out in the sun. That is not good. You don't want your chicken salad sitting out in the sun.
No, no, no.
So what you now can do is you can put everything on ice. I love this fruit tray. It has a beautiful ice thing in the bottom of it. I love this tray. It's all veggies, and we've got ice there in the tray. So things that you wouldn't do in the past, but you know you should, or things that cause you to have to go out and buy extra bags of ice before that barbecue, now you don't have to do it. I think this is a great example. Your drinks look better, just physically look more delicious, but this is awesome. Just if you're serving just a great little shrimp cocktail, the ice is lovely inside there. It's not just big old chunky pieces. It really makes a great presentation.
It absolutely does. And those big cubes that you would get from a conventional ice tray, if you want a lot of ice, they're big and bulky. So when you put your, tip your glass back, you get bumped in the nose with the ice maker. But to what you're saying about your automatic ice maker, if your freezer has one, it takes 3.5 hours for it to drop the ice into the tray. And it's crescent shaped. I don't know why it's crescent shaped. It doesn't make any sense. But they are notoriously temperamental. The water line gets clogged. I had a friend whose house was completely flooded and had to be redone because somehow the water line leaked all over everything under the floor. It was a disaster. Or you go in to open the freezer and there's a giant block and it's all frozen up. And then it's not working. You've got to call the repair guy. What is it costing you to get the repair guy to come and fix your automatic ice maker? More than this ice maker. The price that we're offering today, it's never been lower. It's never been smaller. We've got the window, so now you can watch it. You hear the plunk here dropping into the tray, but now you can actually watch it happen. It's flash frozen. Every 7 minutes, you're going to have those beautiful ice cubes drop right off those stainless steel rods into the basket. The basket will hold 2.5 pounds. When it's full, it'll light up and say, hey, I'm full. You can take it out and put it in the fridge like we showed you, or if you're having a party, it's going to be continually emptied because because your guests are going to be able to go in there and just get their beverages. It's all great. And then when it needs water, all you need, it'll say, oh, I need water. You're simply going to pour it into the reservoir. Right in here, you'll take the basket out and drop it in there to the max line. And it's already automatically regular tap water. You don't have to worry about a water line at all. And you can take this with you when you go. So to a dorm room, to an RV, take it to the camping. We have a beautiful park near us. As long as there's a plug and you've got water, you've got ice wherever you go. And
which is really amazing when you think about it.
It absolutely is.
I mean, we have so many campers. How often do you go camping, you got a big cooler, and you're like, well, all the ice is melted. And then the ice is in there with the food you're trying to keep cold, which is kind of gross. Because all you need is a plug, and most campsites, even if you're tenting, will have electricity. How awesome would that be when you're out camping that you've got fresh ice and you've got a lot of ice, which is awesome. And again, like I said, you're probably much like me. I'm not the kind of girl who says, oh, just give me 2 cubes of ice in my drink. And I'm talking about water, even water. Like, and I do try to drink a ton of water. The more ice, the more water I know I'm gonna drink. I like cold drinks. I like them to be full from top to bottom. If I walk in and I open up our ice machine and I'm looking at it, I go, really, Craig, what happened to all the ice? Oh, you know, I took it out on the boat, we went fishing and whatever. I'm like, really? Now I've got to wait for ice. Oh yeah, it makes me crazed.
Oh, taking it on a boat for the fish, to keep the fish when you...
Wouldn't that be great?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. But again, if you think about it, how often has it happened? You've had a party and it started and you realize you don't have enough ice. And so you call somebody who's not there yet and say, hey, hate to bug it, can you stop and get me some ice from the store? And they bring it and you're like, oh, thank you. Or you're midway through the party, your husband's 5 drinks in. Ain't nobody supposed to drive when you're drinking to go get ice, and you're desperate. You're like, oh, I need some ice because we're almost run out. It ruins a good time, right? Because everybody likes those cool, delicious drinks on a really hot day or a really fun gathering. Again, I want to show you the capacity because sometimes I think it's hard to get what's 26 pounds. That from top to bottom, that freezer is packed. That is 26 pounds of ice made from this little machine that's compact. It's the perfect size. It's better than ever before. And please remember, this is now the lowest price we've ever offered on the 26-pound improvements machine. And yet it's better than we've ever offered before. Once again, I'm just gonna go colors in case you've missed it. These are brand new. We've never done prints before. It's your very first time for them. 50% of what is now sold is in the white marble alone. I think it is unbelievably elegant. It's gonna look beautiful wherever you set it up. Then we have the black marble. It's actually the most limited now. Then we have the brand new gold stainless. So if you have gold accents or you just like gold, great. We have the classic stainless, which is what we've sold the majority of over the years because that's all we had when we started out with improvements. It's the color I have actually. We have red, we have teal, and we have black here in the back. And think about it, you're never gonna run out of ice. You'll never have that desperate sad ice emergency again.
And there's no question about it. So say goodbye to these guys. We've used them, they're tried and true. They're gonna make your ice taste yucky. You want things that are going to taste better. You know that they're going to be made into a absolutely no yucky taste inside here. And every 7 minutes, you're going to have the best tasting ice. It's just an amazing machine, a powerhouse that's going to do so much for you, and today is just a great day to grab it.
Now guys, and I want to mention too, we have something coming up that's going to work great with our ice machine. We have a really cool brand new pitcher set, glass set. It's really cool.
Oh, totally.
So cute actually. And we also have a new bamboo